Welcome to AI Trend Talk.
I'm Isaac.
And I'm Alice. Today we're talking about 5 trending topics in Taiwan. Let's get started. So, imagine waking up tomorrow, going to your local clinic for a routine checkup, and expecting it to be completely free.
Right, like it usually is.
Exactly. But instead, you are handed a massive bill. Or, imagine looking out your window expecting a sunny weekend, only to find a huge tropical storm heading straight for your neighborhood.
Oh, that sounds stressful.
It really is. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the search trends across Taiwan. And what's really fascinating is that almost all of these trends are connected by one big theme.
Which is sudden changes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Sudden changes.
Well, life is full of those sudden shifts, isn't it? Our mission today is to take a stack of search data and news articles to show you exactly how people are navigating these unexpected moments.
We have a lot to cover.
We do. We're looking at a sudden health deadline, a shifting storm in the ocean, a change in how people cook, a shocking celebrity story, and finally, a massive building project. And as we explore the why and how behind these topics, you'll get some great practice with your B1 level English. We'll keep the language, clear and conversational.
Perfect. So let's jump right into our first sudden change. Right now, a specific Chinese word is being searched thousands of times online in Taiwan. That word is yi miao.
Oh, yes. The word is vaccine. It means a special medicine that protects you from getting a dangerous disease. Many people are going to the clinic to get their COVID-19 vaccine before the end of the month.
Exactly. And the reason everyone is frantically searching for this right now is because of a very hard deadline.
A deadline.
Yeah. Taiwan has had a free COVID-19 vaccine program for the general public for quite a while, but that free access is disappearing fast.
Yeah.
It officially ends on July 31st.
Oh, wow. So the timeline is what's driving the panic.
Right. Starting on August 1st, the rules change completely.
So what happens then?
Well, from that day on, only high-risk groups will be able to get the shot for free.
Oh, I see. So we're talking about, like, people over 65 years old.
Exactly. Older adults, pregnant women, very young children, and people with weak immune systems.
Right.
If you don't fit into those vulnerable categories, starting in August, you'll have to pay out of your own pocket.
Which completely explains why healthy adults are suddenly rushing to the clinics this week. It's like a store having a huge sale that ends tomorrow.
That's a great way to think about it. Everyone is hurrying to get there before time runs out.
Yeah.
But, let me push back on this a little bit.
Sure, go ahead.
If a virus is still out there, why would the government suddenly decide to charge healthy people? Doesn't that discourage the general public from staying protected?
That's a really fair question. It feels like taking away a safety net.
Yeah, it almost feels like having a free citywide security system, and then one day the city says, well, actually, you have to buy your own alarms now.
I totally get why it feels that way. But if we look at public health, it makes sense. When a dangerous new virus first appears, the government needs to put a shield around as many people as possible.
Right, to stop it from spreading.
Exactly. So they make it free for everyone, but viruses change over time. They often become less deadly, and our bodies get better at fighting them.
So you're saying the strategy changes from building a giant wall around the whole city to just giving extra armor to the people who really need it.
That's a perfect example. The government has a limited amount of money,
Right. They can't pay for everything forever.
Exactly. By charging healthy adults who are less likely to get severely sick, they can use those funds to ensure the most vulnerable people get the best protection for free.
That's a really helpful perspective. It's not about taking something away. It's about managing resources better.
Yeah.
But still, nobody likes to pay for something they used to get for free.
Yeah.
Which is why those waiting rooms are packed today.
Oh, for sure. It's a sudden policy change that has everyone scrambling. But, a policy change isn't the only sudden shift people are preparing for right now.
No, it's not. While some people are rushing to the doctor, others are, well, they're closely watching the skies.
Which brings us to our second big trending topic.
Yeah. Thousands of people are tracking a new tropical storm forming over the ocean. The storm is called Hongxia.
Hongxia, and weather experts are paying very close attention to it.
They are. They expect it to gain energy and become a full-blown typhoon very soon.
Wow. Do they know where it's going?
Well, current models predict its path will take it right through the Bashi Channel. That's the stretch of water between southern Taiwan and the Philippines.
Oh, okay.
If it takes that route, it's going to dump incredibly heavy rain on southern and eastern Taiwan.
So because of the threat of heavy rain and powerful winds, people are anxiously searching for the storm's exact direction.
Right. They want to be ready. Which brings us to a really important word.
Oh.
The word is warning. It means a message that tells you about a possible danger or bad situation. The Weather Center will issue a sea warning if the strong typhoon gets too close to the island.
Now, when people hear that a sea warning might happen, the natural instinct is to rush to the supermarket, buy a dozen bottles of water, and panic.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's really important to understand that typhoon paths are incredibly unpredictable. We shouldn't let fear take over just yet.
Wait, hold on. If the Weather Center issues a sea warning, isn't a little bit of panic totally justified?
Well,
I mean, we've seen how much damage a typhoon can cause. Why shouldn't we assume the worst?
it's a fair point. But it comes down to how weather actually works. A storm doesn't just drive in a straight line like a car on a highway. Think of the sky like a giant, invisible pinball machine.
A pinball machine.
Yeah. So in the atmosphere, there are massive areas of high-pressure air. You can't see them, but they act like giant, invisible mountains.
Oh, I see.
When a typhoon moves, it bounces off these invisible mountains. And here's the tricky part. Those mountains of air are constantly moving and changing size.
So a storm might look like it's heading directly for your city.
Right.
But then a high-pressure system shifts, and the storm is suddenly pushed out to sea.
Exactly. So being informed is excellent. You should definitely bring your balcony plants inside and have some extra food in the house. But panicking over a path that could change 3 times before Tuesday just isn't helpful.
I like that. Be prepared, but don't panic. And speaking of having food in the house, if a storm warning does keep you inside, it's the perfect time to slow down and cook a healthy meal.
It really is.
Which actually connects directly to our third major search trend. Right now, people in Taiwan are doing massive amounts of research on ganlanyu, which translates to olive oil.
Yes, olive oil is trending heavily today. But the reason why is actually linked to another sudden unwelcome change.
Oh, what happened?
Recently, there has been a wave of news in Taiwan about toxic cooking oils.
Oh, right, I saw that.
Yeah, investigations found harmful chemicals in several common brands of oil. And when people hear that something they use every single day might be quietly harming them, they panic.
It's completely understandable. I mean, we trust our food supply. When that trust is suddenly broken, it feels like a betrayal.
Exactly. Families are worried about what they are feeding their children.
So people immediately took to the internet to find safe, healthy alternatives. And nutritionists have stepped up, offering very specific advice on how to choose the right olive oil at the supermarket.
Right. And the #1 piece of advice from the experts is to always choose extra virgin olive oil.
Extra virgin.
Yes. They say it's the absolute best quality you can buy for your daily meals.
Okay, I have to stop you there because I've always wondered about this. Is extra virgin really that much better? Or is it just a clever marketing term to make us pay more money?
It's a valid question, but no, it is significantly healthier. It all comes down to how the oil is made.
How so?
Most cheap cooking oils are extracted using high heat and chemical solvents. They basically force the oil out of the plant.
Yikes, that doesn't sound healthy.
It's not great. That aggressive process destroys a lot of the natural nutrients, but extra virgin olive oil is made differently.
How is it made?
It uses a process called cold pressing. The olives are simply crushed, and the oil is squeezed out naturally. No extreme heat, no harsh chemicals.
Oh, wow. So because it's kept cool and processed gently, it keeps all its healthy nutrients?
Exactly. It keeps a special natural medicine inside the oil that is really good for your body. It helps fight off swelling and keeps you healthy.
Wow, that is a genuine light bulb moment. So it's not just marketing.
Not at all.
People aren't just searching for a recipe then. They're searching for a way to take back control of their health after a scary news cycle.
That's a great way to put it.
But, it's not just our food supply that can suddenly break our trust.
No.
Sometimes the public figures we admire can betray us too.
Oh, yes. Which brings us to our 4th trending topic.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
This one has the internet completely exploding. It's a massive shift from healthy choices in the kitchen to a very unhealthy situation in the entertainment world.
We're talking about the famous Japanese actress Shuri. She's trending heavily today.
Right. But she's not trending for a new movie. She's trending because of her husband, Ryoki Miyama.
Exactly. The word is scandal. It means an event that makes people shocked and angry because someone did something wrong. The popular actor lost a lot of fans after his cheating scandal was reported in the news.
And this particular scandal is incredibly sad. News reports broke that Shuri's husband was caught having a secret meeting in a hotel.
Yes, with his co-star from the famous musical Crash Landing on You.
The public reaction has been swift and furious. Fans are deeply upset. And what makes this so shocking to people is the timeline.
The timeline.
Yeah. Shuri and her husband only just got married in 2025.
Oh, wow. So they were still newlyweds.
Exactly. For a betrayal like this to happen so soon after their wedding has really struck a nerve with the public.
It really has. But it raises an interesting question, Why do millions of strangers care so deeply about a marriage between two people they've never even met?
That's a very good point. Why does a celebrity's private failure become a massive public trend?
I think it comes down to something psychologists call a one-sided friendship.
A one-sided friendship.
Yeah. We spend hundreds of hours watching these actors on screen, reading their interviews, and following their social media. Our brains start to process them as people we actually know and trust.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So when an actor gets married, the fans feel like they are celebrating a friend's wedding.
Exactly. We project our own values like loyalty and romance onto them. We create a script in our heads about who they are.
Right, like Shuri and her husband were the perfect newlywed couple.
Yes, that was the script. So when he is caught in a hotel with a co-star, he didn't just cheat on his wife. In the minds of the fans, he broke the script.
He broke the illusion.
Right. And when an illusion breaks so suddenly, the public feels a real, genuine sense of betrayal. It's like finding out the hero in your favorite book is actually the bad guy.
But let me ask you this. Even if fans feel betrayed, shouldn't they just look away?
What do you mean?
Well, by searching for the scandal and commenting on it, aren't they just invading Shuri's privacy during the worst moment of her life?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It seems a bit cruel to make the victim's pain a trending topic.
That's the dark side of internet culture, isn't it? Fans think they were showing support for Shuri by expressing anger at her husband. But you're right, every search, every click just makes her private nightmare more public.
It's a sudden, chaotic situation that she has no control over.
Which is a theme we keep seeing today. From the sudden end of a free health program to unpredictable typhoons, toxic food scares, and shocking personal betrayals.
It really feels like the world is constantly shifting under our feet.
It does. So, for our final trending topic,
Right.
let's look at how society tries to fight back against all that unpredictability.
Okay, I like this.
How do we create something stable, something permanent, that brings people together?
I love that transition. We are shifting from sudden chaos to long-term planning. Right now, thousands of citizens are opening up their digital maps and searching for one specific location.
And what are they searching for?
They are searching, where is Shulin?
Where is Shulin? Sounds like a treasure hunt.
It does, but the answer is a massive announcement for urban planning. New Taipei City just selected this specific area, Shulin, to build a gigantic new sports and entertainment arena.
An arena, and when we say gigantic, we mean it. This new arena, which people are already calling the Big Egg, is designed to hold 50,000 seats.
50,000 seats, that's huge.
It is. The city plans to have this incredible structure completed by the year 2032.
I completely understand why citizens are frantically searching their maps. They want to know exactly where this giant stadium will be, because a building that size doesn't just sit quietly in a neighborhood.
No, it completely transforms it.
It absolutely does. In city planning, a massive arena is like a magnet. It pulls everything toward it.
How so?
Well, the plans show that the arena will be connected to new subway lines, making it a central hub. When you build a 50,000-seat stadium, you aren't just building chairs. You are building new roads, new train stations, new restaurants, and new hotels to support all those visitors.
It acts as an anchor for the city's future. But wait, let's look at the other side of that magnet.
Okay.
If I live in Shulin right now, and my quiet neighborhood is suddenly chosen for a 50,000-seat stadium, I might not be celebrating.
Ah, yes.
What about the people already living there? Won't this cause terrible traffic, years of noisy construction, and completely change their way of life?
You've just hit on the biggest debate in modern city planning. Yes, for the local residents, it's a massive disruption.
I imagine so.
Their quiet streets will become construction zones for the next 6 years. On game days, the traffic could be terrible. That's exactly why people are searching the map today. They are trying to figure out if they live right next to this new development.
It's the ultimate trade-off, isn't it?
It is. To help you weigh that trade-off, think of a massive arena as a giant living room for the entire city.
My living room.
Yeah. In your own house, the living room is where you invite people over to talk, laugh, and share an experience. An arena is a space designed for 50,000 people to share a human connection at the exact same moment.
Oh, wow. I love it.
Whether it's the excitement of a big baseball game or the shared joy of a live music concert, it creates a sense of community that you just can't get anywhere else.
A giant living room for this city. It takes this huge, cold project made of concrete and makes it feel warm and human.
Exactly.
It's a place where, despite all the sudden changes and chaos in the world, people can come together and experience something unified.
Yes, 2032 feels a long way off, but the investment in that shared future starts right now.
It takes years of careful planning to build a living room that big. And it's truly fascinating to see how a city plans for its distant future, while its citizens are just trying to navigate the unpredictable changes of their daily lives.
Which perfectly summarizes the journey we've taken through today's sources.
It really does. Let's do a quick review of everything we've unpacked today. We started with the scramble to adapt to a sudden health policy change.
Right, as people rush to get their free COVID-19 vaccines before the July 31st deadline.
Then we looked at the unpredictable forces of nature. We tracked Typhoon Hongxia and discussed why we should prepare for sea warnings without giving in to panic.
From there, we moved into the kitchen to navigate the toxic oil scare, learning why cold-pressed, extra virgin olive oil keeps its natural, healthy nutrients.
We then explored the psychology of sudden betrayal, looking at the scandal surrounding actress Shuri and her husband.
Yes, understanding why broken one-sided friendships cause such intense public outrage.
And finally, we looked ahead to the year 2032, analyzing the massive impact of the new 50,000-seat Big Egg Arena in New Taipei City.
And the trade-offs of building a giant living room for the future. It has been an incredibly rich deep dive today.
It absolutely has. We've gone from public health and weather to healthy cooking, human psychology, and city planning.
It's a perfect snapshot of what people care about right at this moment.
It is. And before we go, we want to leave you, our listener, with something to think about. We talked about how that new arena will be a giant space for shared human connection.
Right.
But the beauty of a space like that is how different communities might use it.
Here is your comment challenge for today. If your city was going to build a massive 50,000-seat arena, what kind of event would you want to see there first?
That is a wonderful question to reflect on. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today. Keep practicing your English, keep looking for the why and how behind the daily news, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.